Before watching the video, kindly like, share and subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Hello everyone, I'm Shoa Fatima and you're watching EDUNOM Media, India's trusted education channel which updates you with all the details related to education. And today I am present with Mr. Awanish Sinha, who has a 17-year experience in finance sector. And now he is a visiting faculty in many of the top universities in India, who is here to brief us about job opportunities in finance sector. We heartily welcome you to our show, sir.
Thank you, Shobha.
Well, nowadays there is so much confusion among the students about the finance sector because there is n number of opportunities in finance sector right now.
True.
So starting from the very first, what is international business all about?
Shobha, international business is, in simple words, if I explain it from a student perspective, it is a trade between two countries. What is exactly is trade? Trade is a transaction between two persons. So when I talk about international business, that is a transaction between two countries. One country will send the good, other country will receive the good, and the payment terms and conditions will follow subsequently. The country sending the goods will receive the payments. The country receiving the goods will send the payment. So the country which is sending the good is exporting and the country which is calling the goods is importing. So it is a very simple to understand and there should not be even a single % doubt in any student on the understanding.
Okay, what is the job opportunities in international business?
International business job opportunities are terrific.
Okay.
First and foremost, what is the most important requirement of a business? The most important requirement of a business is capital. Without capital, no business can survive.
Exactly.
So we need to get maximum capital for the business which we are doing. So in developing countries, the interest rate for locally arranged capital is very high. It's on an upper edge. But in developing country, the opportunities of investments are not there with them. So the developed countries look out for an opportunity to park their funds in developing countries so that their cost of capital, so that the appreciation on the capital enhances and they try to get more. So the best opportunity is licensing between a developed and a developing country and create an opportunity in that international business.
Okay.
So that is the best opportunity you can have.
Exactly. So moving further, what is investment banking all about?
I 50% have cleared that when I was explaining you the international business.
Exactly.
Investment banking is primarily arranging funds from the person, from the institution, from the place which is surplus in fund to the institution place which requires fund. In this aspect, primarily international banking arranges, or investment banking you can say. International banking is a broader classification. It's a kind of set and subset that all of our students, bright students, know in mathematics.
Exactly.
So international, in that investment banking, they try to mediate as a fund arranger. They bring together a fund requirer and they bring together a funder. So the funder can be somebody from developed countries who wants to deploy the funds, and the fundings can be expected to the person who is in a developing country. So investment bankings license up the fund requirement. They get the funds from the developed countries to those people who require the fund, and so that it can move on. In national scenario, investment banking primarily helps in coming out with the issues, primarily initial public offering, IPO. IPO is a very common thing, which is primarily launched in the primary market, and then the trading is done in the secondary market. And we have great secondary markets in India like NSE and BSE, where the trading of the IPO is done. After listing, immediate trading starts happening. So investment banker arranges the fund, underwrites the fund. I'll take 1 minute to explain. Underwriting means the investment banker takes the entire contract to sell that fund in the secondary market. So that entire issue is sold off and the funds come to the companies for their capital requirement, for their business expansion, and whatever is the requirement of the funds.
So in the finance sector, one point strike our mind is the traditional analysis, the trading analysis. What is this all about?
Trading analysis can have two aspects.
Okay.
One trading analysis is a very basic trading analysis. When you analyze the secondary market, which I discussed right now, because the primary market is not a trading platform. The trading platform is a secondary market. So you analyze the secondary market and you come out with the opportunities which is going to give you a better return of your capital. So that is the trading analysis on domestic aspects. And now I am going to talk very important, which students should know in very clear and conceptual term, because it is a huge opportunity, is international trading analysis, and it has two parts to it. Again, realizing the business potential, that where they can get funds and whom they can deploy funds. Understanding this synergy and working out on that synergy, plus working out in terms of IDR, GDR, ADR, American Depository Receipts, means getting companies to the American Stock Exchange without even getting the companies registered with American regulatory authorities, and GDR, Global Depository Receipt, getting companies to any stock exchange. Let's say a lot of stock exchanges are doing very well. Our own Indian stock exchanges are doing very well. Plus the market in China is doing very well. So some of the companies would like to go to the Chinese market and exploit their stock exchange, exploit their capital market, or what we call as secondary market. So trading analysts work in two aspects. One, domestically, and other on an entire globalized era.
So what is the job profile of consulting sector?
Consulting sector, I was in fact expecting this question. Consulting sector is a hot cake, I should say. Anybody who is going to cut it will have a nice time. With, all the good MNC outlets have this brownie. So it's like a brownie dipped in hot chocolate. Consulting is a very important arena, Shobha, because the companies have the business strategies, but they are not very sure of the execution. How they need to execute. They have a lot of strategies in their mind, but they need to understand the right execution, because only having strategies will not give you a success in the business. So consulting is in very plain and simple vanilla flavor, since we talked about dark chocolate and all those things. In vanilla flavor, works out an best possible opportunity or best possible strategy. It's like a multiple choice question where you tick the right one only. So getting out the best choice from your probable opportunities and executing it also, and then subsequently taking it to the path of success. So it's that's why big companies are now having a rocking time. They are getting big clients because the clients have the strategy. They only need to do the execution. Look at, if I talk about banking, banking has a huge database and it is unexploited. So there the role of consulting company comes, that how that data can be exploited so that the profitability of the bank rises, Shobha. They need to see that I don't need to sell only one product to my customer. If Shobha has a savings account, she should definitely go for my credit card. She should definitely look forward for a fixed deposit. She should definitely look forward for an investment. So in plain words, this is what a consulting company does. Create opportunities for an institution to approach customers in that manner.
Okay. Last but not the least, in this
last we have reached to the last.
Okay. In this globalization era, what is the future of international business?
The globalization. Shobha, you have said the word globalization. So the globalization itself speaks about a lot of international business. When do we became globalized in India? We became it in 1991. When we opened our doors we brought liberalization. So globalization means welcoming any opportunity with the open hand. We don't close the wall. We break the wall, that any opportunity with considering our national interest. That is of paramount. Obviously, trade and national interest go hand by hand. Otherwise, we would not have seen the North Korean dictator meeting Chinese president. That is business. we can now see how strategic important is business, and we can connect it very clearly with globalization.
Obviously.
No country can survive on its own. It has to spread its wing, and the countries now need to look like a businessman. The politicians are now not a post holders like PM or president. They should be CEOs and MD. And in this era of globalization, they need to look at what are the opportunities where they can do business with others and ask others to do business over here.
Obviously.
Because end of the day, employment creation is the key thing which all students look for. And for my all finance student, globalization is like a sweet sugar in a cup of coffee. The more you add, the better taste you get. So more of a globalization, more opportunities for the students within the country, outside the country, and here the competence and caliber will make them move ahead, move forward.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sinha. It was really a pleasure talking to you.
Thank
This was Mr. Sinha giving us the details of finance sector. Viewers, don't forget to subscribe our channel EDUNOM Media for more education news in the coming future. And if you have any queries, any doubts related to education field, kindly mail us at edunommedia@gmail.com. This was for today. Join us again on the next episode. Till then, from the entire team of EDUNOM Media, have a nice day. Kindly like, share and subscribe the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon.